at 11:05, and I'm looking at our time clock. Our time clock is off here. So the boys, we need to adjust our time clock. We're just going to go through the shop. I'm BC. This is Spirit Cars. Josh, the voice of Spirit Cars, is behind the camera there. You want to wave to us? We have a Sean running over there, and we have so everybody. It must be pretty close to 11. Everybody's just dodging out around the cameras here. But I'm just going to go through the shop today. Quick, turn on it. You're punching in the wrong time there. You realize that, don't you? Anyway, we're here. And,
we're just going to watch it until it's...
What the hell? There it is.
Corporate Ask a Question this week. And Josh, you realize you're corporate?
We didn't have a sensor thing there for Sean.
Oh no. He's got the crack thing going on.
No.
So here, I'm going to be quick here. So corporate, do you have a title, Josh? Corporate, whatever that means, and don't get this wrong. This is still a family business, but we have grown. And Josh, you're corporate. You have the position of whatever. So here's the question that was posed to us, and I never was good at school and didn't like answering questions, but let's be thinking of a few things we can do that will separate us from our competition and give us a sustainable advantage. Doesn't that sound like a corporate statement? So I'll have to reach out to y'all. Well, we reach out to, so that's a corporate word, to reach out. One of the things that gives us an advantage, and I'm sure of this, is y'all. Having a relationship with you, and you becoming our friends and our family, and not just a customer that okay, here's your part, go, next. I think that will give us an advantage. We've always played that, so I want to be person, I'd like to see us there. But me, what do I do around here? All right, sometimes I stick my hands in live, 480 volts, and all that humming you hear brings it down to 110 and to other voltages, and so I get to be the maintenance guy, which is kind of fun. We haven't bought a lot of brand new equipment. I don't know if we buy anything brand new. Oh, we bought the Plas table, it was brand new.
Yeah.
And thank you for Josh. He knows how to do CNC. I don't. But stuff like this shows up. My son finds it in the rust belt, and boom, here we got a giant press brake, and so I get to wire that up, and we got a lathe, and we did some trading. I did some trading to some welders and stuff with the lathe, and we got our compressors back there, and this was so cool, we just had to have it, but it's so overkill, we don't need it. So anyway, there's one of these for sale. What is this thing?
Tubing bender.
Oh, I know it's a tubing bender. Is there a brand and everything?
I think it says on the side there.
Very, very nice piece of equipment. It's just a little overkill for what we...
Wallace.
A Wallace. Overkill for what we do, so we're going to sell this, and the price, I'm sure, is cheap, and we picked up these. I picked up, some of you met Bondo Bob. I think I just bought him, or he gave me such a deal, and we wound up getting that from Harold, the powder coater, had that. I got that, and I don't know where I got that. I think maybe that from Harold, and we got our jig table, and from an auction, and so what do we do? The question is, who's our competitor? That was my answer. How do we have an advantage over our competitors? My question right back was, who is our competitors? And to determine who our competitors are, first we have to understand what it is we do here. If you give me an afternoon by myself and come and talk to me that afternoon, I'm going to give you a half a dozen ideas of a new business. We could do this, or we could do that, we could do this. So after you've done that for about 40 years, Josh, it's your turn to sort it all out and turn it into what it is we do. We made some jig tables here. These are improved upon. We've had these tables for a while. They're not our first generation, but this is our 23, and it does multiple ones. There's a Model A table. There's a 27. There's other ones. We've got, this is, Sean's welding area. You can see a lot of the jigs and parts and pieces over there. And some of these tables, and there's jigs and parts and pieces over there. There's our Plas table. And it's doing a real good job, and these guys have figured out how to do it. Technology's come a long way. A little Plas, you see the little Plas cutter on that table over there? Kind of focusing on that. That son of a gun will cut like 1-inch steel. It's amazing to me. I don't know if you've ever seen Eddie stop. We'll just open the door. He may have his radio going. But We won't go in there. So we do upholstery. Looks like he's upholstering a top right now. I'll be careful, my hands are a little dirty, but this will come around. He's got the pattern, it'll move on there. And so this is our fiberglass hard top. He does other things. We do upholstery. Right now we do manufacturing in other industries. There's a lot in the cabling business. We build parts and pieces in the cabling world. We do lots of things. And I should, before we start going any farther, I'm going to have to give a warning to all your purists. We just do it our way. So that's the way it is for the purists. These are hot rod cars. And for Raphael, it's Raphael, right, that likes a clean shop. What you're going to see from here on, the shop's not that dirty, but we have taken, it's not spring yet, but it feels like spring. I've just taken everything and kind of moved it to the middle. And we're sorting through, what is it we do here? Larry T, you ever been on one of them airplanes where you got to the airport and you're there, just land the stinking plane and let me get off? Oh no, they put you in a holding pattern. Well, we didn't forget about you. You're in a holding pattern. We're just figuring out which slot you go in to move ahead so you can get that thing going. We have some tubing that's for heater. So we're going to put those up. I get to do that. That'll be part of my job. This may be interesting here. Okay, we do turnkeys. I picked this old Model A frame up. An unexpected auction. It was there and it just happened to be sitting there. And I said, oh, it's a Model A frame. The holes are all in the right spots. The brackets are all in the right spots. I could make a jig out of that, and we could, when we build our cars, even though we're not a purist, at least if you had an original body, you could stick it on our hot rod chassis. Can you get a picture of this if you can? Watch this wheel down here. Are you close to it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick this up. I'm picking it up. Right now is another wheel. It's the first time another wheel is coming off the ground. So that's showing you how much flex. Cut back on it. And you can see how much flex is in a Model A frame. So understand, those cars were not built to go 70, 80 miles an hour down the highway or more. This weekend, Sean came in, swinging around. There's our Model A sedan. We had a jig for that. We put it on. It's straight and everything. So Sean built me a second one. So now I got a second Model A jig. You can see what we've done in the back here works. I mean, we get the different brackets on it and all that, where this would have been an original one, which works also, but we do it with coilover shocks and, not a transverse leaf. But this would be a Model A frame out of our jig, except the front has been bobbed off a little bit. But the whole back, so when we put our car on here, we can make it fit, and it's just pretty heavy, but I mean, it's the second I lifted that up, that front wheel will come up over there. I mean, you can see it. So it doesn't matter if I got this thing on an angle or I got it tipped up or down. My datum line is going to be flat here. And as we've grown, and we've grown because of you all been with us, and we did years and years. I don't know. Raise your hand. Quick, I was there. Whatever. I don't know how many times, hundreds of times, we went across the country building a car in under 20 minutes, and we did it with volunteers from the crowd, and I'd be at the show, and a lot of times if I'd see a dad that was interested and he had his kid there, whether it be a daughter or son or whatever, I'd say, hey, why don't you guys come back a little later, we're going to build this car, give me a hand. And I think that's some of the greatest memories I have. It's not necessarily me building the car, me just being a coach, watching a bunch of newbies that the last thing they ever expected, they were going to get up in the morning, go to the car show, and build a car. That's what we did a lot of. So in doing that, that helped us. This is a really nice motor jig, but you can see we can put our motor on that and our trans on that. We built that, and I first built it for the shows because we'd have the motor together and it was sitting on that. This is a really nice little cart. I mean, we can put the rear end under it. I can slide it under it, put it together, and put it under there. We've been doing it a long time. I mean, we've got a lot of parts. We've got a lot of pieces. So let's keep moving. Let's move fast here now. We're not going to go deep into the bowels of Spirit because we don't have Wi-Fi connection, but we're going to move through and at least show some areas. Larry A., we didn't forget about you. You're occupying the booth right now. Lights are off there, but we're just going to move on. Okay, we look messy, but what we're doing, amazing. And if you've got a big facility, and even if you don't in your house, we're changing all our lights over to LEDs, an easy conversion. So we got the fluorescents out, and you can kind of tell looking down there which ones are LEDs and which aren't. And we've already got a significant savings. I don't know, what do you think? A few $100 a month just by...
Oh, yeah.
So, go for it. I say go for it. Come on in.
Yep.
Parts and pieces. This is the glass shop. We've wound up, we have copper guns, gel guns. When we started, we didn't have, I had to mix it up in a little hot pot, and I didn't even have a hot pot. I had just a gun that I converted to make my own little, my own hot pot kind of thing. And we built cars. It was like, we didn't have nuts and bolts. We had, you know, okay, there's a pile of nuts and bolts. Let me sort out enough where I can get the right size nuts and the right size bolts. Now they come in kits. If you order a kit from us, they're individually packaged and they're labeled, and man, that makes it easy. I mean, me as a builder, Josh gives us our parts, easy, nice. So we got a bunch of parts and pieces. We're here. How far in here can you come? Can you come to the door over here?
I'll try.
We don't want to lose you. We don't want to make it a two-parter. So we're building stuff. We got stuff going on. We're gelling. We've got lots of 9.
We gotta go forward.
We're losing it.
Yep.
I wish I could show you this room back here. It's and like I said, it's deep in the bowels, and I don't think we've shown it yet. But you're not gonna.
Try.
Okay.
Quick.
Quick. Quick. We got that way, and we got a booth over this.
We lost it. All right.
Are we back?
Yep.
Been getting bad, and I may have got a little digital pixel, but I'm good. So what do? We figured out what we do yet. Okay, we got stuff up there, we got stuff over here, we got stuff here, I got fenders everywhere, this looks like a part for a trailer, a motorcycle trailer. We got a, you know, it doesn't look like a wood shop. Now this is a messy area, it needs to be cleaned up. I've already done it, I've already built it, we can do it. I like to do woodworking. I think we could make an awesome Woody, a 34 Woody. Just with our call section, with our frame, something I'd like to do. It'd be a new project. We don't need to go in. You can see how if we go over this way, we can lose this.
Lose you.
Can you even show into the booth? Into the. We'll be quick here. Yeah, there is parts and pieces. There's what you're looking at there is a trailer it's a hearse trailer. We got a full fender package. Like if you bought a model back in the day, your whole fenders and everything was, you said build your body on top of the car. I thought it was a good idea. And we built it and built the mold, and I have never even cleaned up this mold to pull the part out of it. It's for a Model A. So we may take our Model A Roadster and stick that on top of that. I got a canoe. It's actually a flat back canoe. I think we built 2. I got one down in my pond at the house, and we let somebody that works here build another one. Parts everywhere, different stuff everywhere. So let's make our way and sort this out. We want to grow, but the main thing we want to do is serve the needs of our clients, of our family, of our friends. Lots of stuff here. We pick it up at the auction sometimes. This is a 30-horse vacuum pump. You know, do we want to do vac forming? Do we want to do vacuum? I started this and haven't finished. I built furniture. I built not lots and lots, but I built furniture. This will make a really cool chair. Do we want to build furniture? I don't know. So corporate, you got to tell me, what are we doing? Let's go to my office real quick. Can we make this a high speed? And we did, years ago, we bought the Rod Factory, and some of you old timers might remember out of Arizona, the Rod Factory, and they were really a gold standard back in their day. And we use their parts, and a lot of people have looked at what they did and improved on it, and so we've got a lot of stuff from them that we never even, I had in storage for years there and brought it here, and books of his drawings and his ideas, so someday I'm going to sort through that. Okay, so here's my office. And the sad part of it is there is some really cool stuff here. There's some really cool stuff here. And I'm just letting it kind of sit here. But you can tell I don't spend a lot of time in my office. There it is. The desk I built. So what'd you title this thing? Master Jack?
Master Jack.
There is cool stuff in the world now. I mean, this little contraption here controls some LEDs and I can change the light colors on it. Oh man, crazy. So in a lot of ways, I'm really a jack of many trades. But as Spirit, we don't want to be a jack of all trades. Truly, I consider myself a master rod builder. I paid my dues. I put my apprenticeship in. I've learned under some really great and awesome people. And so we're here. But I take that as a responsibility. At some point, I built a lot of cars, and I'm really glad to say that some of the people that have trained under us and been part of here, and the best ones have always gone on their own and done their own thing, but we do have some really, I can't say the best, we've got some of the best people here now, but it's a tendency, once you get them trained, they're your competitors, which is not a bad thing. I truly enjoy seeing somebody that's learned under us build something that is just awesome and incredible. So, but that being said, I think my role now as a master, especially at this stage in my life, is, yeah, I've still got a few cars left in me. I still got a few ideas that we can do. I still got a lot to learn. You need to understand that. But what's most important is I do what I can to pass on the trade that a lot of other people learned and passed on to me. I remember the first painter that I painted under. Can I just put him out? You'll deal with that. We're not going to answer this. There's nobody in the office. Josh he is truly the voice of Spirit Cars. So this person's going to have to wait a minute for his voice. He's got identifying it. So now see the modern technology, we know who it is. My goal is to really pass on and to see this. It's more than just a hobby. This trade of ours, this hot rod building thing that we do. See it move on to the next generation. I started, I was a big Daryl Starberg, guys like that, huge, being from the Midwest in Chicago. He was a Wichita guy. I was just a huge fan of his, and he did everything in metal. I was a huge fan of a Big Daddy Ed Roth, who's a fiberglass guy, and they were both customizers. And a lot of those custom ideas made its way into the mainstream. And I'm not so much a customizer anymore. I've moved into a rod builder, and there's some great names out there. I'm not even going to start naming them because there's so many great names out there. But we need to pass on what we've learned to the next generation, or we are going to have not much left. We complain that we don't have the jobs here anymore, but we don't really have the skill here anymore either. So I guess that's today. What do we do? What do we do, Josh? What's our focus?
Selling.
Josh is the office guy. So his job is selling. Here's what I think that we really are key in our focus, and we've really moved towards this. And in all the years of Spirit, in the very beginning, we've intentioned to have the most complete, well-engineered T-bucket on the market as a kit. I mean, so that a person could get our kit and have all the fundamentals and do, things like this. This is cool, man. If you can find an idea like this and tailor it to your needs. Larry T came up with some really cool lights. Do it like that. I'm going to finish up here and maybe catch this call in time. I didn't pick up the yellow books. I don't want to talk about Trump today. My daughter made all these cards for me on my desk here, and I just kind of flipped through them. and read what it was. So this one is she actually got this from, I've had them so long they're starting to come off their backings, but this one comes from Philippians 4:13, and it's a good one for today. It always is. I can do everything through Him who gives me strength, and that's true. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and she always puts something on the back too. And my memory's not so good, so it's always a surprise when I read it. Although I've read these many times. As Dad used to tell us, there is no such thing as can't. So let's get her done. It's time to get her done.